It's been almost 2 years since Garten of Banban 5 was revealed, and since then, there hasn't been any news from the Euphoric Brothers on what happened to it. So, you'll probably have a lot of questions about this installment. Like, who is this mysterious character? Why are the screenshots for the game the exact same as the first game, but with a red filter? Is Banban 5 even going to be a real game? And when does it come out? But today, we'll be answering all these questions and more. To better understand this game, the first thing we should do is to recap its history. It all began on August 11th of 2023. The fourth game, Garten of Banban 4, had just released at this point, and fans were enjoying it. But there was something wrong, as on the main menu for Banban 4, instead of Garten of Banban 5 being promoted, a logical next installment, Garten of Banban 6, was revealed. And for a while now, the Euphoric Brothers have acted completely oblivious to the fifth game, even trolling fans for it in the first teaser trailer for Banban 6. However, even if the game was skipped officially, the Steam page for Banban 5 does exist, with a few screenshots covered in a deep red filter. We'll get back to the screenshots in a second, so stay tuned. And besides a few updates visible on Steam DB, the game has been dead silent. So, what's going on? Before answering any questions, it's important to note that Banban 5 is going to be a real, playable game. Since the game has been receiving updates as mentioned previously, which would make no sense if a playable version of it wasn't being worked on. Not to mention that making an entire Steam page for a fake game seems a bit overkill, especially since Steam charges you $100 to make a game page. Moving on, one of the most iconic parts of Garten of Banban 5 is the mysterious green character. A Guyvanium-colored creature with a giant head, greatly resembling the Guyvanium citizens. They will most likely play a huge part in the game, as their face is on the banner. However, I think this character's name has already been revealed. Being Benito, this is a name a bunch of fans gave to the character. And by fans, I mean slop content farms. And despite how insane that sounds, just hear me out. The last time we were shown a character who didn't have a name at the time was in Garten of Banban 7, being Flumbo. And at the time, we had no clue on what his name was. But after learning from the first Banban Chronicles episode that one of Banban's early names was Flumbo, fans began unanimously calling him that. The only proof to the theory was the Flumbo and Friends poster, which was pretty weak, especially since it was just a fun reference to the Banban Chronicles. Yet a few months later, the name was confirmed to be official through trademark leaks. It makes zero sense for you to name one of your characters after a scrapped name in real life, so it stumped me for a while as to why the brothers did this. And even if they always intended to call him Flumbo, even before the first episode of the Banban Chronicles released, why would they leak this name early? But I think I finally have the answer. Search terms. People already gave the character a name, and there were tons of searches for the word Flumbo. So, why would they make a new name, when they could just give the character a name that already has tons of search traffic online? I believe this reasoning also applies with the name of Benito. It's already a popular search term, so making it official is reasonable. It also makes semi-sense in the lore, as the name Benito is Spanish. And Zolphius, the character who's theorized to be an earlier version of this green creature, also speaks Spanish. So, it could definitely work out. But now, we need to talk about the screenshots. As going back to the Steam page for the fifth game, there are currently 5 game screenshots, all of them being the same screenshots for the first game, besides the red filter. But one of these screenshots stands out as different, being this one, which is where we get a better look at Benito. Now, of all colors, why are all of these screenshots deep fried in a red filter? People have theorized this means we play as Banban during the game, which makes sense, since the game takes place on Meet a Friend Day, as evident by the whiteboard in this photo, and Banban is one of the only confirmed characters who was at the event. But the drone remote can be seen in these screenshots, which you may think pretty much debunks the theory, until you listen to this audio dialogue from Banban.
Oh, the good old drones. I lost mine a couple weeks ago.
This means that Banban has used a drone remote in the past, making these screenshots entirely possible from Banban's perspective. But finally, before we end today's video, when can we expect Banban 5 to release? Although it's impossible to accurately guess this without any evidence, my bets are on after Banban 8, sometime in 2025. But those are just my guesses. But what do you think? Like and subscribe if you want more Banban videos like this.